Before we begin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. Your support helps us create more amazing psychology content for you. Now, let's get started. Human behavior is shaped by a combination of biology, psychology, culture, and personal experiences. When it comes to men, certain behaviors often appear repeatedly across different societies and situations. While every individual is unique, psychologists have noticed patterns in the way many men think, react, and behave. These patterns are influenced by evolutionary instincts, social expectations, emotional processing styles, and learned behavior. Understanding these psychological reasons can help us better understand men's actions in relationships, friendships, and everyday life. In this video, we will explore 10 common things men often do and the psychology behind why these behaviors occur. One common behavior many people notice is that men sometimes struggle to openly express their emotions. Psychologically, this often stems from social conditioning that begins early in childhood. Boys are frequently taught, directly or indirectly, that showing vulnerability is a sign of weakness. Phrases like, "boys don't cry," or expectations to remain strong can shape how men deal with emotions. Over time, this can lead men to internalize their feelings instead of sharing them openly. Rather than talking about emotional pain, some men may choose distractions like work, hobbies, or silence. This does not mean men lack emotions. In fact, research suggests men experience emotions just as intensely as women, but they may express them differently due to societal expectations and learned coping mechanisms. Another behavior that is often noticed is that men sometimes withdraw or become distant when they are stressed or facing problems. From a psychological perspective, many men are wired to approach challenges with a problem-solving mindset. Instead of immediately discussing the issue, they may retreat into their thoughts to analyze the situation and search for a solution. This mental processing can appear as emotional distance to others, especially in relationships. However, for many men, stepping back and thinking quietly is their way of regaining control and clarity. Evolutionary psychology also suggests that historically, men often took roles that required independent decision-making and strategic thinking, which may partly explain why many prefer internal processing before communicating their concerns. A third common behavior is that men often show affection through actions rather than words. While some men are verbally expressive, many prefer demonstrating care through practical efforts such as helping solve problems, providing support, fixing things, or doing tasks for the people they care about. Psychologically, this form of action-based affection can be linked to the traditional role of men as protectors and providers in many cultures. When a man goes out of his way to assist someone, offer solutions, or work hard to support others, he may be expressing emotional attachment in a way that feels natural to him. For some men, actions feel more genuine and meaningful than verbal expressions. Another interesting behavior is that men often value independence and personal space. This does not necessarily mean they want distance from people they care about. Instead, independence is often closely connected to a man's sense of identity and competence. Psychologically, autonomy can be strongly linked to self-esteem. Having time to pursue personal interests, hobbies, or goals allows many men to recharge mentally and maintain a sense of control over their lives. When this need for independence is misunderstood, it can create confusion in relationships. However, for many men, balancing connection with personal freedom is important for emotional stability and well-being. Competition is another behavior frequently associated with men. From sports to career ambitions, many men naturally engage in competitive activities. Evolutionary psychology suggests that competition historically played a role in survival and social status. In ancient environments, higher status often meant better access to resources, safety, and opportunities. As a result, competitive instincts may still exist in modern social environments. Psychologically, competition can also serve as a motivation system, pushing men to improve their skills, achieve goals, and gain recognition. While healthy competition can drive growth and success, it can sometimes create pressure when social expectations place too much emphasis on achievement. Many men also have a strong desire to feel respected and valued. In psychological studies, respect is often found to be a key emotional need for men. Feeling appreciated for their efforts, abilities, and contributions can significantly impact their confidence and motivation. When men feel respected, they are often more open, cooperative, and emotionally engaged. On the other hand, when they feel ignored or dismissed, it may lead to withdrawal or frustration. This psychological need for respect is closely connected to identity and self-worth, making it a powerful influence on male behavior in relationships and workplaces. Another common pattern is that men may sometimes avoid discussing problems in relationships right away. While this can be frustrating for partners who prefer immediate communication, the psychology behind it often involves emotional processing differences. Many men prefer to think through a situation privately before discussing it. Immediate emotional discussions can feel overwhelming if they have not yet organized their thoughts. Once they understand their own perspective clearly, they may feel more comfortable communicating. This difference in communication styles can sometimes cause misunderstandings, but recognizing it can improve empathy and patience between partners. Humor is another behavior many men use frequently, especially during uncomfortable or emotional situations. Psychologically, humor can serve as a coping mechanism. By turning a tense moment into something lighthearted, men may be trying to reduce emotional pressure or avoid conflict. Humor can also function as a social bonding tool, helping men connect with others without requiring deep emotional conversations. In many male friendships, humor plays a central role in communication, support, and shared experiences. Risk-taking is another behavior often associated with men. Studies have shown that, on average, men are more likely to engage in risk-taking activities than women. Psychologists suggest that this may be influenced by a combination of biological factors, such as testosterone, and evolutionary influences related to status and competition. Risk-taking can appear in many forms, including career decisions, entrepreneurship, sports, and adventurous activities. While risk can sometimes lead to mistakes or failures, it can also drive innovation, exploration, and personal growth. Finally, many men show loyalty and protection toward the people they care about. Psychologically, protective behavior is closely linked to emotional attachment and responsibility. When a man feels connected to someone, whether a partner, friend, or family member, he may feel a strong desire to support and defend them. This protective instinct can manifest through practical help, guidance, or standing up for loved ones during difficult situations. Although it may not always be expressed through emotional words, these protective actions can be a powerful sign of commitment and care. In conclusion, understanding the psychology behind men's behavior can help us see these actions from a deeper perspective. Many behaviors that might seem confusing or distant on the surface are actually rooted in emotional needs, social conditioning, and psychological patterns. By recognizing these underlying factors, we can build better communication, stronger relationships, and greater empathy between people. Human behavior is complex, and no two individuals are exactly the same. However, exploring these patterns allows us to appreciate the many ways people express emotions, solve problems, and connect with others.